Well, here we go, back again with another video. Welcome back to the channel, yes. Welcome back to some Sunderland news today. Today we're going to be chatting about Sunderland, about all things Sunderland, and about what we think, how we think the recruitment is going to go in the summer. Do you think we're going to recruit some experienced Championship players, Premier League players who can't get into the first team? Or do you think we're going to go and scrimp and scrape and try and get some freebies and some players from League One? But Christian Speakman has spoke. Christian Speakman has spoke. Yes, he has. Pardon me. Sunderland Sporting Director Christian Speakman urges the importance of enough balance in the summer recruitment plan. Sunderland Sporting Director Christian Speakman has stressed the importance of finding balance in the squad as he and his team look forward to a busy and productive summer. The Black Cats will need to refresh and improve the squad in the Championship after getting promoted against Wigan Wanderers. Speakman has received criticism from the fans for his recruitment, much of which has, well, he's brought in young, exciting talent, but a lack of balance between the young, exciting talent and the more experienced heads showed with a bit of a wobble after the new year. A big wobble after the new year. But Alex Neil showed his intelligence by pulling out the likes of Dan Neil, Elliot Embleton and Callum Doyle out of the firing line before bringing back Embleton in the playoff final. Now, Speakman says age and experience is not always as easy as that. You can have some very experienced 20-year-olds that have played 2 years in the Champions League. Speakman also said, probably not the ones for us this year. Next year, sorry, I didn't think we'll go for them ones. Sorry, Speakman. I hope we aren't getting that built up that much. Don't want to raise your expectations on that. There we go. It's about what experience those players have had. We spent a lot of time in player recruitment discussing around someone that could be, old, but not played as much. For example, take Sunderland last year. We played in League One in front of 35,000 people. We're taking an experienced player, but actually in fact, they've never played in front of that amount of people before. So their experiences, even though they're 28, aren't really relevant for the scenario. Now, is this just a way of saying we're not going to spend too much money in the summer? But you might take Jack Clark, who has played for Leeds in front of a really lively crowd under pressure and at Tottenham, and then you'll go, he'll be absolutely comfortable in that environment. We wanted to get a balance. Maybe it's a slight miscommunication on our behalf, which we apologise for. There is some science and data of where those teams that perform are, you can be older and have a really good succession plan. We're just trying to get the right balance, right? Yeah, blah blah. Right? Okay. A lot of what went well for Sunderland in the first part of the season, however, came from those youngsters, exciting talents, the likes of Doyle, Neil, Patterson, who was dropped to the bench and sent out to Notts County. So he gained his experience when Alex Neil came in, to be honest, because he was dumped for Hoffman. And Speakman, as a former academy boss, he knows how important it can be to bring through your own academy. It is, it is. Because it means so much to the people that you've got in the environment for those elite players to go in the northeast. Kyril Louis-Dreyfus absolutely fundamentally puts academy football and youth development up there. You've got Anthony Patterson, that we laid out a development programme for. He's come through and we've given him loads of different experiences. Now, I tell you what, if Anthony Patterson, I do think if Hoffman wasn't poorly and they weren't playing that well, if Burge didn't have the heart problem, Patterson would have stayed at Notts County. So I think that was pure luck. I don't think that was some sort of plan. I think that was kind of a rushed plan. I just think we felt lucky with Anthony Patterson. I really do. I don't think they believed in Patterson, to be honest. Ship him up to Notts County, drop him for Hoffman. Just my opinion. For me now, Anthony Patterson should be the #1 person next season in goal. We need to promote and believe in and invest in the youngsters. Now, Anthony Patterson, for me, is our #1 keeper. I know we've been looking at John Ruddy. So before we get into the John Ruddy situation, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. About 14,250 I know it's not important, but it would mean a lot to me if anybody out there who isn't subscribed to the channel and is available who can subscribe to the channel, just basically put your finger on and just go subscribe right now. That's it. 2 seconds. And all it takes, costs you nothing, free of charge. It will be absolutely fantastic. And again, for all those who are already subscribed, absolutely brilliant. So yes, so Speakman. Now the players he's looking at. Jack Clark. Yes, we had him last season. Will he be good enough for the championship? He's worth it. I think he's worth an opportunity. He's worth a try, isn't he, Jack Clark? Definitely worth a try. Then we have Nathan Broadhead, who Wigan are actually after as well. Wigan are looking to purchase on loan, or have him on loan, Nathan Broadhead. Now we have a little bit of competition for Nathan Broadhead. If we want Nathan Broadhead, if we really want Nathan Broadhead, I don't think Wigan will have a chance. I think Wigan, to be honest, I think Nathan Broadhead want to come back to Sunderland. That's just my personal opinion. It might be wrong. Wigan, close to Liverpool, close to Everton, sorry. You know, I don't know. But I think Nathan Broadhead want to come back to Sunderland and play in front of a crowd that he already adored by. So for me, Nathan Broadhead, yes, again, another one. But then we have the likes of Alex Rodriguez, 28-year-old, apparently Christian Speakman's looking at. Alex Rodriguez, Oxford, played at Oxford, 70-odd games. Now for me, that's not ambitious. I just don't feel like someone like that age. I know he started at the academy like with Sunderland. I just don't think he'd be good enough for the championship, in my personal opinion. Then Regan Charles Cook, 25-year-old from Ross County. Really? 25-year-old from Ross County. Midfielder, Grenada, he plays for once. Solihull Moors he started at. Working. Gillingham 41 games and Ross County 63 games. If we're going to bring in that kind of player, and you know what, he may prove us wrong, but if we're going to bring in that type of player, for me, we are not looking to be in the top half of the championship next season. We're not looking to even be mid-table. We're just looking to scrimp and scrape and just keep into the championship. So for the likes of them players, and no disrespect to them, and they may improve and get better, I don't think the likes of Regan Charles Cook and Alex Rodriguez, for me, are good enough for the club to progress. I think we've got better players already at the club. Better players already at the club. Now, Dion Sanderson is a yes, a must. We need to get Dion Sanderson because we have two quality centre-backs in Bart and Wright, but Wright may not even stay at Sunderland. So we need to make sure we get someone young with pace to help out those two lads, because a different level of calibre, a different level of an attack and force from opposition in the championship. So we do need strength in the centre-backs. Even though we have a good keeper, Anthony Patterson, who got a lot of clean sheets last season. A lot of clean sheets. I know we had a good defence as well. So there we go. That's kind of, for me, I think if Stuart Donald does not sell his shares, simple as, because apparently it's gone a few steps backwards. It's gone very quiet. Donald wants to get as much pennies out of the people who want to buy Sunderland as possible. Methven's ready. Methven's ready to go. He wants to sell his shares, ready to go. But Donald's dragging his feet. Allegedly, mind. So if Donald scuppers this deal, like they probably did with the Americans, then they're the calibre of player we get next season. Sanderson, yes, but would Sanderson want to come to Sunderland if he thinks we're not going to recruit better calibre players to stay mid-table to try and overcome and get better than QPR? So we've got to get better quality players in to entice other good quality youngsters to come to the club. But I can't see it if Stuart Donald is still here next season. I cannot see it. I think we'll be just above the relegation. We'll be vying for relegation if we do not improve the squad. And the way Speakman's speaking, the way Donald's hanging on, the players he's mentioned, I don't think are good enough to progress at the top half of the championship. Just my opinion. Now, like I said, the players now I would want to bring in. We do need another striker. Now, Andries Weimann, the Austrian, Bristol City mid-table, bags of experience, 30 years of age, forward, winger, scored 22 goals last season for Bristol City in the Championship with the experience. 141 games for Bristol City and he scored 43 goals. So just about one every 3 games. Now we've got Ross Stewart there, but we do need backup. But Vyman is a winger, forward. He fits that role exactly, like likes of Jack Clark and Roberts. And Roberts is another player we need to bring back in. Then we have, I think Brian Diaz is wanted by Bournemouth and Leeds, and I don't think we've got a chance of getting him and another club in the Premier League. But Joel Pirock or something, 6'1", forward from he came from, I think he's Dutch, came from Sparta Rotterdam, but he played 45 games for Swansea and he scored 22 goals. He had a good season, but he's only young, so he may be wanted by Premier League players as well. But for me, they're the kind of players we need to be going for. We need to be trying to progress the club above and past the likes of Swansea, and no disrespect to Swansea and Bristol City, mainly Bristol City. We should be looking to be beating teams like Bristol City next season. So there we go. If Donald sells the shares and we get somebody in with a bit of clout and a bit of money and 21 billion in the bank, then we should be looking for the stars and going for promotion next season. That's what we should be doing, 100%. Now, other news, John Ruddy, we'll go back to John Ruddy again in goal. Now, 35 years of age, 50 games at Wolverhampton Wanderers for a couple of seasons, and now he's released at the end of the season, no contract. Spent 12 years at Norwich, 235 games when he was 23, joined there, he's now 35. Now, I saw a 35-year-old keeper yesterday in Hennessy, the Burnley keeper, played really well for Wales, so 35-year-old keeper. The age is okay. I'm not a massive Ruddy fan, but I don't dislike Ruddy either. I think he'd be okay. I think he'd be okay as a number 2 behind Patterson. Now, Patterson for me could do with someone with experience like that to learn off, to be coached by. And Ruddy can be brought in saying, look at Ruddy, Patterson's number 1. We're going to give him a go, give him his opportunity. If he falters, he may need a little bit of a rest, a bit of a break to get his confidence back. Then you step in. So that's it for me. So, and also one little bit of news: KLD's been banned for 8 weeks for speeding. 110 miles an hour in a 70 zone. 110. I don't think I've ever driven 110 miles an hour. My car would just break down. 110 miles an hour in a 70 zone. That's reckless. That is reckless. That is not. That is shocking. It is bad. It is bad. He's young, 24-year-old. I thought he had more sense than that. How am I KLD? I think he had loads more sense than that. Hope he's learned his lesson, but is the 8-week ban sufficient? Should he be banned for a lot more? Or should it just be a hefty fine? I think he needs to put some of that oomph into getting players in the summertime. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Who is your number 1 keeper? Who do you want to bring in? And what's your thoughts on recruitment? Are Speakman and KLD and Donald Duck going to buy not much, or is Donald going to actually sell these shares? He better. I hope he bloody well does, because we can't be coming straight back down to League One again. I want to quickly check something, then that's the video done. We'll actually log in. For fuck's sake, man, get the bloody hell, man, press it right. Fuck off. I think I'll be fucking on passcode. Anyway, right, thanks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. God bless me. God go with you. And we'll see you next time. And hopefully we've got some actually transfer news. But before the transfer news, Donald Duck has sold his shares. See you later.